Hello there, my name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. It's really good to have your company today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're a new viewer or if you're a regular, it's equally great to have you alongside me today. I'm sorry if to me, the light on this phone, I'm just using my phone today, it keeps going sort of blue. I don't know what's happening there. It must be my phone, I suppose. Perhaps it's just worn out. But anyway, I apologise if I look a bit of a funny colour. Thank you so much for all your interest on my last video. That was the one with all the hairstyles. Lots of you saying about one of, Farrah Fawcett or Lady Di. And it's funny, I don't ever, the hairstyle that you're referring to, the Lady Di one, I've looked at that over the years and thought, oh, that does look a bit of a Lady Di, but don't ever remember. I was never a massive fan of Princess Diana. I mean, I didn't dislike her, but I wasn't somebody that went into a hairdresser and said, oh, can I have that hairstyle? I didn't particularly like her hairstyle, really, but I seem to have ended up with it somehow. It's really weird. I don't know how. But yeah, there were a couple in there, some couple of corkers. But I think, to be honest, a lot of you said, oh, what nice pictures they were. And I do thank you for that. But believe you me, I don't look particularly nice. Well, you can see me now, can't you? I don't look particularly nice in every single photo that I ever had taken. I think my daughter was quite good way she picked out some of the nicest one. Apart from that awful one with a frizzy perm. We were in Tenerife then, and it must have been very humid as well, so that didn't help it. But oh my goodness. But yeah, thank you for all your comments. It was ever so nice of you, and yeah, it's lovely to look back over your photos and all the memories, really. And you think, oh, wasn't I thin? Wasn't I young? Or I hadn't done this yet, or I hadn't done that yet. And when you're in your 70s and you think, oh, where did all that time go? But anyway, yeah, so great. By the way, if you are new and you would like to subscribe to my channel, that would be brilliant. My subscribers tend to go up and down quite a lot. I don't know where I keep getting these from. There's an expression, isn't there? They go up and down like a cool girl's skirt, don't they? And I don't really know why. I don't know what the rhyme or reason is to that, but it'd be nice to get them to go up because they've sort of stagnated, and they I think, oh, there's a few more, and then they go down again. So I don't know, but I know subscribers, it's not the be all and end all, but it's nice to sort of think that people enjoy listening to you. And I know a lot of you do because you tell me, so that's brilliant. Thank you so much. So if you'd like to subscribe, my channel is sort of lifestyle. I do bits of shopping. I do, home decor. I do actual decorating, sort of lifestyle hauls and plus size fashion when I can find anything that I want to show you. So anyway, today's video is kind of a bit of a day in the life. I'm not doing anything terribly interesting today, and in fact I'm recording this after I've done all the other bits, so I've already said this about 10 times. But yeah, so it's just doing a bit of shopping with me, and just a few chats, and I don't know, a bit of this, showing you what I bought, just a bit of this and that, really. So I hope you enjoy it, yeah, I'll see you in a bit. Hello, I'm not sure what order I'm going to put these bits of video up, so just to say apologies for my rather hideous appearance. We're just before 8 o'clock in the morning. It's just before it's just about to get light now. I'm going to do I might repeat this through the video, but this is a kind of a spend the day with me thing. I've got to go in the shower. I'm just about to go in the shower and sort my hair out and do something with my face. But I thought I'd show you. I've got a couple of ideas. I want to go into town today. I'm not sure if I want to go to Dunelm or if I just want to forget that idea and go to somewhere different, maybe a clothing shop. I can't really decide. But let me just turn the camera around, and then I'll give you an idea of what I'm thinking about in this room. I've kind of I think I've got too much furniture in all my rooms, and I want to try and get away from that, but I'm not really sure how to do it. And I don't usually get stumped on this sort of thing because moving furniture around is kind of my bag. So anyway, let's see if I can turn you around. No, I'm just going to have to stop the camera. Right, so this is my bedroom, and it's really small, and we've got a super king size bed, so that's basically, as far as I know, the biggest bed you can buy in the UK unless you have something bespoke. You've probably seen this before, so I've got a few, but mainly it's all that Marm stuff. I just think it works all right for me, but I want to be able to get to the window, and I'm thinking about moving that dressing table into the room where I do my videos usually. I'm not sure whether that will work or not. And also I bought some different bedding for this bed because it's, as I say, it's a super king size bed, so there's always a gap in the middle of the pillows. So I've bought some king size pillows, and I'm not sure how they'll work, so I will show you all that. And this annoys me. So this is current husband's CPAP machine, so he doesn't, so he breathes all right through the night to stop his snoring. But this corner is quite busy. I've actually folded that because it was just a bit embarrassing. He just dumps his clothes that he puts on after he's showered in the evening, and dumps them there on that little stool. But I think I've got a little desk type affair in the other room, which I think might work better there, because he has a glass of water every night, and he quite often knocks it over because of the pipe thing on this. So I'm toying with the idea of changing this corner. Plus this step thing. If you've not seen me before, I've got a couple of dogs, and one of them's got quite, she's got arthritis and she struggles. This is a high bed. It's probably, I don't know, it's at least 2 foot or a bit more than 2 foot, the top of the mattress. And for a little dog, it's quite a jump. So we bought this thing, which works really well. Both the dogs use it. But it's taking up space, but I don't know really how to get around that. There's no room anywhere else to put it. This is the biggest space. So I've kind of got a few dilemmas here. I will show you. I'm going to do the shower thing, and then I will come back to you and see you, tell you what I think, and I'll try and show you this bedding. Well, I will definitely show it to you before I go to the shops anyway, but I don't know. It's a bit difficult, isn't it? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's too crowded? I do have that space in the corner where I've just shoved that fake plant, which isn't good there, but I just shoved it there out the way. So I'll be back with you in a minute. Right, I've had my shower and everything, just in case you didn't notice the massive difference. I'm in the room where I normally record. I will show you what I mean about moving that little desk into the other room, and where I'm thinking I could possibly put my dressing table. The thing is, if you cast your minds back, if you're a regular, when I went to Cologne, and in the morning I got up extremely early, and of course I had more to do to make myself look beautiful than current husband did. So I left him asleep for a while, and I started getting myself showered and whatnot, and putting a bit of makeup on. But because he was asleep, I came in this front room where I do my YouTubing. And I thought to myself at the time, why don't I just keep all my makeup and stuff in here? Because, excuse me, because it works just as well, and it would get some of the bits and pieces out of the bedroom. I mean, I know it makes more bits and pieces in here, but I thought, well, it's worth thinking about. Anyway, so since we came back and we've had Christmas and God knows what else, and haven't really given it much thought, but now it's beginning to bug me a bit. So what I'll do, I'll show you what I mean. Right, so this is the little desk I'm talking about, which is about, I wouldn't say it's a metre, I would say it's less than a metre. and you can see I've got stuff underneath it. Now I know if whatever I move in here, I'm going to have to find room for the other things that are kind of put away, which I don't mind doing, but I don't want to lug everything around if it's you know, if it's just not going to work. So this monitor, by the way, I bought this the other day. I just watched the TV on it. You can use it for a laptop or a computer or some whatever computer monitor, but I just so far I've just used it for the TV and taken my other one downstairs, which fits better in the kitchen. Anyway, so yeah, you can see I've got all my Lego and stuff out, so perhaps it's not the best the best way of showing you. I wonder if I should put this light on. Let's go mad, shall we? Oh, yes, look at that. That's wonderful. So, oh, by the way, if you want to know what I'm wearing today, I've got a pair of jeggings on, and this top, which is from New Look, I believe. I've had that a while. Since I think I bought it last year sometime, so, oh, honestly, Linda. Right, so, I'm thinking that I could redistribute this stuff to another place. I could put that into the bedroom next to where he sleeps. There's enough room there between that and the wardrobe. And I'm thinking as it's higher, it might be less easy for him to knock the stuff over. And the little stool that's there at the moment he puts his clothes on would fit underneath. And then I would have this room and this room along here. Now this mirror, this can fix on the wall. I only bought it when I started my YouTube channel for doing fashion hauls, so I could see what I look like, or if I had to take a photograph of myself. You know, in clothes, because I don't have anyone here when I do my videos usually. Yeah, I thought I could get that out of the way. This little shoebox thing, well, it's not a shoebox, but I keep shoes in it. I tell you what though, I've really hurt my shin on that. I was doing something here the other day. I think I was doing something with the carpet because it got a bit ruched up, this rug. And I don't know quite what I did, but I turned round and I thought, oh, I can't stop myself from falling here. So I fell, sort of twisted and fell down and bashed my shin on the edge of this, and it's come up in a right old bruise. I didn't hurt myself in any other way. It was, you know, I landed quite comfortably on the carpet with my hands in front of me, but yeah, that blooming hurt. So anyway, that can go in various places. I can lose that quite easily, and I was thinking of maybe putting that desk along here, but then that wouldn't really be any good for putting makeup on. But then I've got this to put the makeup on. I don't know, this all sounds, as I'm saying this to you, it all sounds a bit mad and probably would look ridiculous, but I get a bee in my bonnet every now and again. This could go, and I could have some room along here. That might be a better place for it. There's obviously a radiator there, but it could stand proud of the radiator, so I don't envisage that being too much of a problem. And yeah, as I said, I think I said I could lose those couple of bits that are in the corner. I don't know. What do you think? Well, you can't really tell me, can you? The other thing I'm doing regarding the bedding is I had those really nice cushions in here. I don't know if I'd left them on the bed just now actually, and I thought, oh, maybe I should put the really nice expensive cushions I got from Dunelm to put, you know, on this bed, because obviously this isn't used very much. It's not been used at all since my son moved out, to be fair. Oh, and by the way, if you're new to the channel, he didn't sleep in a room that was all flowers and things. It was, I've redecorated it since he moved out. Not that that matters, I suppose, but anyway. So yeah, I swapped out the cushions, and I don't know, that's a thing for another day. So I will show you, I've decided what I'm going to do, or let me just turn the camera back. I've decided I'm going to go into town, and I'm going to go to Dunelm because, as I say, I've bought these large pillows. I will show you all this stuff. These large pillows, and I bought some pillowcases, but I didn't think about ordering some you know, the protectors, pillow protectors, and I'm thinking I'm pretty sure that they sell them, It's just finding them. So I'm going to go into Watford. I'll take you with me. I won't promise to take you around the shops, but I'll take you into the centre and let you know what I'm doing while I'm there. So I'm planning to go to Dunelm. Also in that part of it's in the centre, the shopping centre in Watford. So it's not an outdoor one. There's there's B&M. I don't know if I want to go in B&M. There's Poundland, and there's also Peacocks and Bon Marché, which are in the same shop. As I say, I'm not promising about showing you anything in the shops, but if I go in there and buy anything, obviously I'll show you that later. I need to get the straighteners out of that bit of hair, don't I? Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back with you in a bit. This is the bedding I bought. Now, I obviously know this is not, excuse me, everybody's cup of tea, but I've seen this squiggly bedding in Dunelm for quite a few months now, and I've been quite drawn to it. I do quite like this yellowy ochre colour. It's not ochre, is it? It's ochre. And so I thought I was sod it. For a Super King, it's only 32 quid, which is quite cheap, which I'm thinking is probably fairly, it's probably not quite as generous as maybe a dormer or something else is, because obviously you have to cut costs somewhere, don't you? But this comes with 2 pillowcases. But with the new pillows I bought, oh, remote controls. With the new pillows I bought, I've gone for these well, they call them Super King, but then when you get the packet, let me show you. So I bought 2 colours, as you can see. So a large standard pillowcase, and you get 2 in a set and for £10. And I thought, oh dear, they've sent me the wrong thing. And I was going to just take them back today, but then I thought, I'd better open them just to check. And they actually are long. They're 90 centimetres long, which is what I think obviously just come out the packet, what the pillows are. So and what I thought, because obviously you'll get 2 pillowcases in here, but I thought, I keep saying but I thought, don't I? Sorry. No, honestly, do you know, when I watch my videos back, I keep going all the time, don't I? That's really annoying. Sorry. I don't notice that I do that in life, but I must do. Anyway, just another thing. So this will have the 2 ordinary pillowcases, the housewife ones or whatever you call them. And are they housewife? Anyway, don't get distracted again, Linda. And I bought 2 large to go with the big pillows, 2 in this colour and 2 in grey. And I thought the grey ones can be, the ones for the underneath, the second pillow. And obviously, anyway, I don't know how it's going to look. It might look terrible. But as I say, I quite like this, and 32 quid. And I do need another duvet, because one of them that I bought not very long ago, it's kind of got catches in it. The fabric's not very good for bedding, really. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the dogs have caught their claws in it or whether it's just the use of it. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, this is what we're working with. If I see something else in there today that I like, that I prefer, I might buy that. Anyway, I'm going to go. Let me just turn the camera back. Right, I'm going to go into town now. It's 9:20, which is ideal. Where I live in the Watford area, so I'm going into Watford this morning, and it only takes, I suppose it's about 3 miles or something, maybe 4, probably 3. It's usually we have traffic from people going to and from work and school traffic and everything, so I tend to go out about this time. And the route I go into Watford on is, so there's a college at the end, which causes a lot of tailbacks with the traffic, but it should be easing off now, so I'll go there then. Just in case you're wondering what I did before I started talking to you this morning, my day started about 6 when I woke up, and then we have the 2 of us have a cup of tea, in bed, one or the other of us goes and makes it. I usually try and pretend I'm asleep, so current husband does. Sorry about this light in here. And then we both get up. He walks the dogs, takes them on their early morning walk. I make his packed lunch and I make his breakfast, the dog's breakfast. And if I have any, I make mine. I didn't have any this morning because I wasn't very hungry. And then I see him off to work, tidy up the kitchen and put a wash on. Actually, I've just got a wash to put on now before I go out. Haven't done that yet. And yeah, just a bit of a general tidy and then decide what I'm going to do. And yeah, so it's just fairly boring really. But my day starts around 6:30. You know, I'm up and doing things by then. No lying around for me as a retiree, I can tell you. Mind you, I don't really like lying around. Yesterday, I was in my nightie for various reasons because I was doing stuff till about just before 10 o'clock. And obviously I took it off and put it in the wash. But I just felt really weird because I'm normally dressed well before then, but it was because I was doing stuff around the house and I just got on with it straight away when he left. So, anyway, I don't know why I'm telling you, that's not very interesting. Right, I will be back with you in a bit. Okay, I've parked up in my preferred car park, which has got a bit that's outside. This is in fact the one, if you have always watched my videos or watched most of them, where I got stuck in and I couldn't get in my driver's side of my car. But I'm risking it today. I've parked alongside someone and I think I've got enough room, unless they move, of course, and some other idiot parks there. Honestly, driving is just such a trial. Just driving I don't even know how far it is. It just takes me just a few minutes to drive here from my house. And even then you get all these idiots on the road, and I really can't stand driving at the best of times. And there's a certain amount of it where people don't know what lane to go in if they're not used to the one-way system and everything. But honestly, you take your life in your hands, don't you? So yeah, I'm in the outside bit of a multi-storey car park in the town centre. My plan is I want to go into WH Smith's. I want to go into yours. I want to go into Dunelm. And if I can be asked, sorry, I shouldn't really swear, if I can be bothered, I might go into something else, Bon Marché or somewhere like that. But I don't know. I just have to see how I go. So I will try and get my camera out. If not, I'll see you in a bit anyway. Right, I'm back in my car now. I've been walking around for the best part of a couple of hours, which is quite good for me. I haven't really bought very much. Massive disappointment in the shops, really. It's very quiet in there, so I was actually prepared to do some filming in shops, but then the dreaded music was on everywhere. And it's weird, isn't it? You don't notice that music until you have to avoid it. I mean, it's on in you go in the toilet, it's in the toilets, it's in the shops, it's in the shopping centres, it's in the changing rooms in the shopping centre, in the shops. So, yeah, weird really. But anyway, I had a conversation with a couple of the sales assistants today. But anyway, I'm going to drive home now. And then I'm going to sort myself out, and then I'll come back on and have another chat with you. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're later in the day. We're about 2:30. I've made the bed up with this new duvet cover, and I put these pillows on rather, and the cushions off of the bed in the other room. I just wanted to show you somebody's found a nice cosy little spot to have a little snooze. She's just come back from her walk with the dog walker. Yeah, I'm not sure about all these cushions. I can't see me living with putting all these cushions on and off the bed all the time. Perhaps I only need one of the big ones, so I'm going to have a bit of a think about that. I have put this here though. I'm going to wait and see what... We don't need the tissue on there, sorry. The current husband thinks, if that helps him at all with this blooming machine. I haven't done anything over there yet because I'm thinking it's probably not a very good idea. And I put the little pillowcases on the old pillows because
I think it'll be like the Princess and the Pea if we try and sleep on 2 of those. So we'll have to maybe have a little play around with the cushions, the pillows. Sorry, I keep saying cushion. The pillows tonight, and ooh, missus, and see if they work. Anyway, just thought I'd show you little Tilly dog. It's like babies, isn't it? All animals are so cute when they're asleep. Right, I'm back. I've had my lunch, and I'm going to show you the bits and pieces I bought today from Watford. I went in several shops. I went into Dunelm, I went into B&M, I went into WH Smith, and I went into Marks and Spencer's. Where else did I go? We've got a shop called Vanilla, which is, I mean, I'm familiar with blue vanilla because I know that some other websites sell their stuff and they do plus size stuff. I don't think they do in the store though. Everything looked like it was for skinny people. So I walked in and sort of pretended I didn't like anything and walked out. To be fair, I didn't really. I went in Bon Marché and I went into Peacocks as well, and Yours. So I went in several shops, and started off in Dunelm and was quite disappointed. I was looking around for yet another duvet cover because I do like the one I've bought, but I don't know if it looks right in there. But then I thought, well, does it really matter? Probably not. It's just me and current husband and the dogs that see it. But I had a look around and I saw 2 new sets that I liked, but they were both for the super king size. They were 64 quid, and I thought, I'm not spending another 64 quid on bedding that I'll probably get fed up with in a year anyway. That's the thing, I get bored with it. I was looking for king size pillow protectors. That was my mission really, and I think basically I'm going to have to get some from John Lewis. I think they do them, because this is just ridiculous. Everywhere you go, you get all hopeful, and no, they haven't got any. I mean, I did ask a girl and she said, oh, well, there, because I found a very sparse stand. There was hardly anything on it. And I looked in, on the shelves and where all the protector things were, protectors. And in the end I asked this girl, and I wasn't very hopeful, because they had several staff in there today who probably won't, they were probably 18 or 19, and I did wonder how deep their interest in home furnishings went. Maybe they're massively interested in it. There was a lad in there as well, and I thought he kind of looks a bit like a fish out of water in here. So I didn't ask him anything, but I did ask a girl. I said, can you tell me if you stock king size pillow protectors? And she sort of looked at me, and I said, that means they're actually, I didn't say that means. I said they're 90 centimetres, so they are substantially longer than normal pillowcases, pillow protect. You know what I mean? The protector things for the pillows, and she said, well, there's some over here, and she pointed to the end. She said, I'll show you. That's right. Then she said to me, oh, I'll show you. And then she said, there's some down the end there. If we've got any, they'll be there. And this was about 80 metres away from where I was standing. So she didn't really show me. She just pointed in that general direction. She didn't know the answer to the question. So I wandered up there and I couldn't find any. So I kind of gave up. But on the way, a lady said to me, she was a customer, and she said, oh, excuse me. And I thought, oh, God, surely I don't look like I work in Dunham. I didn't have a green jacket on. And she said, can I just ask your opinion? And she'd got this a photograph of a duvet set that she'd bought, like a sort of a gingham type style with colours in, but it was quite a dark picture. You couldn't really see what the colours were. And she was asking my opinion on the pillowcases and what colour she should get to go with. She needed more pillowcases and she wanted to know what colour. So I had a little chat with her, and I did say to her, look, at the end of the day, unless the pillowcase and duvet police are going to come round to your house and sort you out, I really wouldn't worry. I said, I like that colour. Whatever, if you think it goes, that's great. She gave me a choice of lilac or some sort of berry colour, so I went for the berry colour. I suppose a bit, oh no, this is a bit pink, isn't it? Anyway, so that was that. And I said, but don't ask the staff because they don't really know anything here. And so then I went off and had a look at the duvet sets. The only ones I saw that were too expensive for for what I want really. And well, what do you want a duvet set for? You want to put it on your bed, don't you? And I just thought, oh, it's fine. So you'll see a little glimpse of what it looks like on my bed. And I'm still in a quandary about moving this furniture around. I moved the desk thing next to the bed for current husband's machine. But I'm going to see what he says later. But I think I sort of bit off more than I could chew this morning, trying to think about rearranging furniture and whatever. So, and then after Dunelm, I don't know which order I went in these places, but I went into Smith's, and that looks like, the end of time is coming. There's hardly anyone in there and not very much stock. I used to work in Smith's for years, and it was always, quite vibrant and loads of things going on. Dead as a doornail. Do doornails die? I don't know. If they do, it's a bit sad, isn't it? And then I went into Peacocks and Bon Marché in our shopping centre. They're in the same shop, so Peacocks is at the front and Bon Marché is at the back. And honest to God, what a load of rubbish in there. There was there still is, there's quite a lot of sales stuff, but the sales stuff that's in the shops is mainly Christmas stuff. And if you're a canny shopper and want to buy something for next year, or you indeed like anything else in there, you're okay. I picked up a shirt in Peacocks, which I quite liked, but it was kind of boxy, so that's no good for my big fat bits that stick out the bottom of shirts. So I thought, well, I'll leave that. And I can only say there were some really odd fabrics being used this year. And all I can say is a lot of it just looks like it comes from a market. You know when you go through a market and there's all that sort of weird pattern, bright pattern stuff that's made of sort of cheap. That you wouldn't go near a naked flame in it. Let's just say that. Otherwise, you might go vroom. It was awful. And then I went into Bon Marché, which is at the bottom, and equally awful. And I was the only customer in there, and this is quite a deep shop. And this little voice said, "Can I help you?" And it was, a shop assistant who, very nice of her to ask. And I wondered if I was the only human contact she'd had up until then, because anyway. And I said, "Well, no, I don't really think there's anything in here I like." And we did have a little conversation about. I told her what I thought of the stock, and I said, I told her I thought it looked like a marketplace in there. It's not untidy, but just the type of stuff. And I said, well. She said, "You can look on the website," which is what they always say. And I said, "Well, I've looked on the website and I still didn't see anything. I thought if I just happened in here, something might catch my eye. But quite honestly, it hasn't." I said, "I don't know what's happened in here." I said, "It's not just your shop. It's everywhere. They've just got such dreary, horrible prints in it. It's like going back to the 1960s, to be honest. It looks like we're all on... or even earlier, we're all on rationing still and got to wear the same thing all week. They're just horrible stuff out there, and I don't know where the nice stuff is, because I went in I didn't go into Next because I couldn't be bothered to walk that far up the high street. But every time I go in there, I'm disappointed, to be fair. So, and going on their website, don't even start me. It's just too much stuff on it. So I had a little conflab with her, and she was a very nice girl. And I thought, she said to me, "Have you been into our branch in Hemel Hempstead or somewhere else?" She said, "I forget." And I said, "No." And I said, "Well, they're not going to have anything different to you." And she said, "Oh, they might do. I've had people come in here and say that they've seen something in a different branch." And I'm thinking, well, yeah, but not probably not whole ranges. I didn't say that to her. And she also told me that there'd just recently been a big queue of people in, that she'd had to dash to the till. I don't know, honestly. It was just awful. And Marks and Spencer's, load of old rubbish in there, in my view. I watch quite a few ladies who do hauls for Marks and Spencers because I'm always intrigued as where they find the stuff. And I know some YouTubers get sent things by the suppliers or by the, the companies, and they always look all right when they try them on. And I think to myself, do these people do they have like a particular shopper or a merchandiser or a whatever the job title might be, that it's their job, or one of the buyers who goes around hand picking the best of everything just to send to YouTubers? Because when the rest of us go in the shop, we can't find any of it. I mean, it's just all so dreary. Um, anyway, enough of clothing shops. Oh no, I went in yours. She says enough of clothing shops. I went in yours and I did buy something in there. And oh, well, I'll get to that when I show it to you. So went into, I might as well show you because I'm just talking about all this, aren't I? So I went into yours and I bought this. There was, very little in there that took my fancy. And I was looking for something, I don't know what I was looking for really. They've got some very horrible patterns in there, which I know I say this every time when I talk about clothing, real old lady patterns that my nan would have had. And I'm a nan now, but I don't want to wear things like that. And I don't think any of my friends want to wear things like that. But I found this shirt. I always buy shirts. And this was in yours. And I was really quite struck with this. I don't even bother looking on the sale thing most of the time because there's never anything for me. So we've got a button shirt. If I think of it, if I remember, I'll try this on before the end of the video. And it's a size 20. I thought I probably could have got into the 18, but I thought, oh well, don't fool yourself, Linda. £35. So I don't know. I just like the spotty dotty pattern, and it's quite thick fabric, and it doesn't look like it doesn't feel like it's too creaseable. So I bought that. Then what did I do? I went into B&M because I have a stopper thing in my plug in my kitchen sink. I've got like a double sink, very posh, I know. I'm joking about that. And one's got the bit the plug thing that came with it. The sort of little basket thing, so that the water runs through it and it just catches all the bits of food, those things. So it's got, one of them's got that in, and the other one went missing. I must have thrown it out with stuff at some point years ago. So I bought another temporary one, from somewhere like B&M. Probably bought it when I did that haul last year that did quite well with my views. But I don't really go in those shops an awful lot. And so I thought, oh, I'll go and have a look for those. But of course, I forgot all about that when I got in there, and I just got a bit distracted. And I didn't buy very much at all, but I did buy. And I've seen other people with these, so there's nothing, new about them, I don't think. Because I thought I need to sort my makeup out again. So I bought one of these stacking things. And if I don't use it for makeup, I'll find something to do with it. To be fair, I really wanted to buy something, so I thought, my God, I'm going to have to buy something. I'll buy this. And I got this ribbed organiser. So this was £4. And because I've got, little pots on my dressing table and they're all a bit annoying. So, and these were £3 each. It's a bit of a swindle that they don't sell them in a set, isn't it? This was the smaller size. They did have they did have a bigger one as well, but they only had one of those. So, but I didn't want the big one. This is fine. So I bought those from B&M. Then I remembered something I do want. I bought some new knives a while back, which I probably showed you. And oh dear. And I thought I need a sharpener thing for them. I'm 71 years old, and in those years I have never bought a knife sharpening device. So I thought, oh well, I'll go. I'm sure they must sell them in there. So I went in and I looked around, and I didn't really know what I was looking for because I wasn't into. I've only ever seen, my dad used to have like a carving knife thing, one of those long things that you do that with your blade on, and look like I'm fencing, don't I? And I didn't want one of those. I wanted a device that I could put the knife in quite safely, and I looked around and there was a lad on the till, and in the end I had to go and ask him, and he pointed me in the right direction, and he started telling me stuff about whetstones. And I don't know what he meant. He said that the more expensive ones, the cheaper ones and the more expensive ones are equally comparable in, you know, how well they perform. Something to do with the whetstone, but I didn't really understand, and I didn't want it to think I was completely ignorant. But then that turned on its head really, because I was looking at the things. So there's this. Can you see a Pro Cook? That's the name of the shop. Ceramic knife sharpener. And I don't know if you're ahead of me on this, but I was looking at this and I thought, I don't know what that means, a ceramic knife sharpener. I've never seen a ceramic knife. And it just makes me laugh thinking about it. I mean, what an idiot. And the other one that's slightly more expensive, this was about a tenner. And there was one that was about 30 quid, we'll say slightly more expensive. And it was a bit bigger than this, and it had, if I get it out for you. Oh dear, oh dear. I just think sometimes I shouldn't be allowed. So what I gather with this thing is somehow you put the blade in there and you move the knife backwards and forwards and it sharpens it. I'm guessing that from reading the box. But so anyway, I asked him what a ceramic knife was, and he sort of looked and so I feel such a fool. And then he gave me this really long explanation which didn't really mean anything to me, and I was kind of, you know, looking at him going, oh yeah. And then I suddenly clicked that it's not it's the thing in there that's ceramic, isn't it? I mean, what a fool. I did, honest to God. You couldn't make it up, could you? What's a ceramic knife? Because, well, is there a difference between, because I thought maybe there was ceramic in the steel. I thought that's perhaps what it meant. And I was asking him, I said, well, he said, oh, it depends what sort of knife you've got. So I showed him the knives I've got because I bought them in there. And he didn't say, oh, yes, well, this is fine. You know, he just sort of looked at me. And anyway, I got a ceramic knife sharpener. And it's not for ceramic knives. It's just the thing in it's ceramic. So I don't know. I really don't. What else have I got in my bag? Oh, I went to, as I say, I went to Smith's, disappointed. Did I say that? I can't remember what I said because I did one. I started doing this and then I deleted it because it was awful. So I've started again and I can't remember if I said it on this bit of video or the previous bit. Anyway, so the last things I bought are to do with my drawing. And first of all, I'm always buying notebooks these days. Since I've got a YouTube channel, I think I'm gonna I need a book to write notes in if I'm, you know, for a video, because I do sometimes try quite hard with these videos, and or, you know, make notes about things or ideas I've had or whatever, or things I need to do. So I went in is it the Works? Yes, it's the Works, isn't it? And I thought also I wanted some gel pens, and the particular ones I want for my proper colouring, obviously I'm going to have to get them from Amazon or a proper art shop. They don't sell anything like that usually. But I saw some gel pens for £2 in the Works, so I got those, and I thought they might, I mean, they'd probably be no good, but... And they also had some gold and silver ones as well, and I thought maybe there's 2 of each in the pack for £1, so they're £1 for 4p. They're probably not going to be top quality, are they? But that's what I got. And anyway, and I bought myself yet another notebook which has got little puppies and little kittens on for £3. But I liked it because it's got it's a, you know, like that.
and it's yeah, I just liked it, so I bought that for £3 just to write my notes in. Right, what else have I got to say? So yeah, I'll try this on, or maybe I'll wear it next time I do a video. I don't know, because I've said that this is sort of spend the day with me, but I don't know how long this will last, because my evenings are extremely boring. Well, they're not boring, it's just that they're not really something that I'd record, because once it gets to about 6 or 7 o'clock and current husband comes home, and then it's cooking, and then it's washing up, and I'm not one of these people. I see some YouTubers, and they sort of say, oh yes, I'm going to have a bath and pamper myself for an hour. I don't ever do anything like that. Yeah. So I thought we'd have a little chat about the TV, because my afternoon delight really is watching a bit of TV. I catch up on a bit of YouTube, or I just find something on Netflix to watch. And I thought we could have a little chat about things that I've seen lately that you might like. I watched a little film yesterday afternoon, actually, while I was doing my Lego, because I've started on the flowers that go in a vase, and I'll show you that when that's finished. I know you're beside yourself, aren't you? What was the other thing I was going to say? Forgotten. Oh yeah, the other thing I've got to do is not really of any interest to you, but I've got to do another finish off my Sainsbury's shopping delivery, because I've got a slot tomorrow morning for that. Yeah, so I think what we'll do is I'll regroup, come back to you, and we'll look at some TV, see what's going on the TV. So see you in a bit. Right, so I've written down a few things just sort of off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more, but I can never remember the name of anything. So I've written down a few things that I've watched lately that you might have already seen, or you might like to give a look to. It's I mean, obviously everyone's got different tastes. I tend to like things, if I watch a film or a TV series, I tend to like to watch things that are true. But you know, that doesn't mean to say that the way it's portrayed on the screen is an accurate depiction of that. But yeah, I tend to like things that are fairly believable and that have happened, and I quite like a murder or that sort of thing. I mean, weird, isn't it? Because I watch lots of things about, you know, death and murders, but they don't sort of, I don't know. I'm not. I don't think I'm a sort of a maudlin sort of person. I don't know, maybe I am. It's hard to judge yourself, isn't it? But we've been watching the latest series of Silent Witness, because we've always watched that really over the years. And if you're not in the UK, you might not. Hello, Tilly. You might not know it. It's I don't know whether it's sold abroad. It probably is. Most things are. But it's based on a true woman, a real live woman who was a pathologist. I think she sadly died last year. She wasn't very old, but she sadly died. And the character of the female pathologist in this TV series is based on her. Although I do remember listening to an edition of Woman's Hour, which is a BBC women's radio programme, a few years ago, and she was interviewed, and she said, you know, the way that the girl on the TV show performs, or you know, shows my job is not like that at all. It's very loosely based on her, but yeah. So it's basically a team of pathologists and forensic people who basically solve a murder in 2 days. So honestly, scratching on this chair, and it's completely it's very watchable, and I like watching it.
But it is fairly ridiculous the way that, I mean, the lady, the real lady, I can't remember her name. Her name is Helen something, and she said, oh, there's a fox here. We had a fox in our garden the other day. Let me just have a quick look. I will come back to you in a second. Right, that was a second, wasn't it? Yeah, so she the lady that Silent Witness was based on, she went on the radio and said that, you know, I spend most of my time. She obviously does postmortems or autopsies if you're American, and but she spends lots of time in court giving evidence and that sort of thing, not rushing out to people's houses and questioning them about stuff. It's all a bit ridiculous, really. But the worst thing about it is the two leading characters. One's Amelia Fox. She's the girl that plays the pathologist, and there's a guy in it. I think his name's David Caves. I don't know. I think that I'm pretty sure that's his name, and they're in a couple, and I can't bear it. It's a bit like, you know, when you've watched somebody for years. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's just me a bit. I am very weird in a lot of ways, but I'm not very keen on watching snogging on the TV, especially, you know, sloppy snogging, and as in sound effects and things. And to see the two of them who have been like brother and sister for years, it gives me the creeps a bit. But anyway, so I'll just tell you about a couple of things I've watched, and I'll tell you about my fox as well at the end of this. It's not mine. Right, the first thing we watched was, I think it's maybe 4 or 5 years old or something, was something called Departure, which we quite enjoyed. Not everyone's cup of tea, especially if you've got a thing about flying. I actually don't like flying, but I watch all those air crash investigation programs because it makes me feel better, because I know that when something terrible like that happens, people find out why it happened, and then they put it right so it doesn't happen again. So I kind of find that comforting. This is the premise of it is an aviation investigator is called in to track the disappearance of a passenger aircraft that's disappeared over the Atlantic. It is a bit far-fetched, because my previous husband worked in aviation, and I could just imagine if he was, well, he wouldn't sit and watch something like this, I'm sure, but I could just imagine him pulling holes in all of it, because it's just, I mean, even I sat there saying, well, I mean, how did they do that? Well, this is ridiculous. But the basic story was quite engaging, and it got to the last episode, and there was an ending, but there's going to be another series, which I think there already is on now. The original series had Christopher Plummer in it, and I know he's not around anymore, but whether he was in the second series or not, I don't know. And the other people, some of them look a bit familiar, but I couldn't tell you what their names were. That's on Netflix. So yeah, Departure. It was quite watchable. We sat and binged a whole series of it, so it can't be that bad, can it? Another TV thing on Netflix, another series is Missing You. That's quite all the go at the moment. Lots of people are talking about that. The premise of that is Detective Cat Donovan's world unravels when she finds her fiance, who disappeared 11 years before. She finds him on a dating app, which leads her to reopening the case into her father's death. Father's murder, I should say. I'm not telling this terribly well, am I? So her father, who for some bizarre reason is played by Lenny Henry, and I can't really get to grips with that, because I just see him telling jokes and being amusing, really, rather than serious acting. But there we are. But he's there's a lot of going back in time to the original story. It's not confusing or anything. I probably tell it more confusing than it is, but he's not in it all the time. But you know, it's quite good. It's watchable. We watched all those episodes, and there is a resolution. There's some dark bits in it as well. Steve Pemberton's in it, who you'll know from, if you're
British watcher. I don't know how international he is. He's in Inside Number Nine and Benny Dorm or whatever. He's a really good actor. As I say, Lenny Henry's in it for a bit. Ashley Walters, I think, is a guy that's in it. It's a good cast. There are holes in it, but it's entertaining, and we quite enjoyed it. And there was a proper ending. Um, I also watched a documentary on Netflix, which was about Jerry Springer and his show. Um, the synopsis for that, it's called Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action. Fights Camera Action. And it goes behind the scenes on his chat show, exposing the biggest scandals on and off screen. And that was really watchable. Um, yeah, there was quite a lot of, I mean, it's a bit like we had an equivalent, only not quite so outrageous show like that over here, the Jeremy Kyle show, and that in the end something happened to someone who appeared on the show, and we bought, that ended it. That was the end of Jeremy Kyle's TV career and that show. And it sounds like something similar happened to the Jerry Springer show, and it's just really interesting talking to some of the producers and writers of the show. Jerry Springer, who is now died, he didn't appear obviously in real, in recent time in it. There were obviously bits of video of him from way back, but nothing particular, no recent contributions about the program. I don't know when he died, probably about a year or so. It hasn't been on that long, has he? But yeah, really quite interesting. So if you like a bit of, if you like a documentary, I do like a documentary. So yeah, perhaps give Jerry Springer Fights Camera Action a try. I saw a film as well. I found some little gems of films, I think anyway. One I saw, the both of us watched. I'm not sure if current husband particularly enjoyed it, but it was called The 6888, and it was about a group of women of colour, American women of colour, who, sorry, I'm trying to pick my words, but I'm just getting, going back to my PC thing last video. I'm not sure if I'm calling people the right thing or not, but they were one that, there was is it a platoon of soldiers, or I don't know, in America anyway, and they all these women joined up and wanted to participate in World War II. And they had a major who was another woman of colour, the same as them, but because of prejudice there's always prejudice, isn't there? But it was even worse then. And these women were sort of dogged at every turn. And in the end, they were sent. I've written this down because I did want to get it right. I've written they were the first and only women's army corps of colour to be stationed overseas in World War II. There were 855 of them, and they joined the war effort to address a 3-year postal backlog, which they achieved in, I think they were given several months to do it, and I think they did it in several weeks. It was amazing because a lot of the soldiers were not getting their letters from home, and this was affecting their morale. And so it was a bit of an eye opener, this one, because and it's a true story, that the women who were depicted in the film were I love it when they do a little thing at the end and they show you the photos of the actual women and what they went on to do with their lives. It's a bit like Hidden Figures, isn't it? I love that film. If you've not seen that, it's about the space program, and there were several women of colour who were brilliant mathematicians and scientists, but because they were women of colour and because they were women, they were not taken seriously at all. And there was a particular one of the group. They all had their own skills, but one of the group was brought in to help with the NASA space program. She was an absolute genius with numbers, and somebody noticed this, but she couldn't use the toilets, the bathrooms, as some people call it, the white employees could. So she, every time she needed to go to the loo, she had to go, walk this over this place and past that place and past somewhere else before, and then she was missing from her desk, and so just the everyday people that I'm sure people in those days, and probably some people still, have to put up with. But Hidden Figures is great as well, and they're good. And again, it was true. It was a true story, and the women depicted in the film. And I think the last ones have only literally in the last year or perhaps two died. They lived to ripe old ages, and it's a lovely story. And I'm really interested in space and stuff, so that really appealed to me. So that's the 6888 and Hidden Figures. Oh, and another one is a bit on the same theme here. I was just sitting here doing some Lego yesterday, and I had my TV on, and I thought, oh, is there some sort of film that I don't have to think, because I'm looking down most of the time, I don't have to worry too much about. And this film came up. It's quite old. It's about I think it's 2012, called The Sapphires. And it's got Chris O'Dowd in it, who is an Irish comedian actor type bloke. I've not really seen him in very much, but I'm aware of who he is. I think he was the only sort of notable cast member that, as in I recognise their name. And although the one thing that did kind of put me off a bit, and I did wonder about watching it, was when it came up at the beginning, it said something about the Weinstein Group. So I wasn't really too sure about that, but I did watch it. And it's it's set in Australia. It starts in Australia, and there's a group of Indigenous women. There's a whole sort of area where where Indigenous Australians live, and there's four of them, I think, that are three or four of them that are really good singers. And Chris O'Dowd is working in a local rundown club or something, and they do talent shows. And he sits there. He's drunk most of the time and sort of chain smoking, and just playing his little sort of organ thing, little piano. And anyway, basically these girls get together to perform in the talent show, and they're absolutely brilliant. If you like soul music, if you like a bit of Tamla Motown, I mean, that's all my stuff. These girls, I'm presuming the actresses were singing themselves. I don't know. I didn't check on that. It didn't really matter to me. But they go, basically what happens is they go and perform in Vietnam. So they're sent overseas to perform for the troops. There's a bit of a thing here going with me, isn't there? And it was, I mean, there's a nice little story. It was a love story, but it wasn't a cringy love story. It was a sweet little love story that you sort of cared about what happened. Yeah, it was just a really nice little film. It's quite amusing, quite comedic. Not sides, splitting your sides or anything. But yeah, I enjoyed that, and it wasn't on for that long. And yeah, so that's called The Sapphires. The Sapphires is the name of the girl band, if you like. But I suppose it's set in what would it be, the 70s? The Vietnam War? Yeah, I think it's probably the 70s. What else have we got here? I've been watching Patience, the new detective thing on Channel 4. I've actually watched a series which I think is French, called Ingrid, and I think it's the same thing as that. Not that I followed it in French. I mean, my grade 2 CSE in 1968 didn't really get me to that level of translating, but it was dubbed. I think it was on More 4 or something. You can they do the world World TV or something, and there's a few little gems through in there that I've watched over time. So basically, Patience is she suffers from, I think it's ADHD and autism, and by the nature of her neurodiversity, she works in the back office in a police station. She works in the records office, but she has a knack for putting puzzles together and remembering facts, and she's able to very quickly and without even realizing that she's helping sort of cross-reference things. So there's a featured police detective who realizes this talent, and she basically takes Patience on cases with her, and she just looks at things and solves them. Now, I'm not sure how realistic any of that is, but it's watchable. It's I think there's two a week. I think they're on Wednesday and Thursday, or Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't know. I watched one last night anyway. And although you can pick holes in all this stuff, but it's quite watchable. And if you want to watch the French one, I mean, you don't have to. It's subtitled. I don't think it's dubbed. I think it's subtitled. One of the two. One of them I don't mind, and the other one I don't like. I think I don't like dubbed because I get distracted by the voice, their mouths moving differently. But anyway, also there's Playing Nice, which has been hyped quite a lot recently about the babies swapped at birth, and we current husband and myself, when we weren't really all that about watching it. I mean, I know this. I don't know whether this is based on a true story, but I know this has happened in real life to people. And it came on, and he sort of said, "Oh, do you want to watch this?" And I said, "Well, I don't know really. Should we give it?" Because our thing is, should we give it 10 minutes? And sorry, I'm sort of over there, aren't I? And be late to notice, isn't it? Oh, excuse me. Tickle. So we did watch the first episode, and we just sort of, well, you know where it's going to go, to be honest. You know it's going to get worse before it gets better. But so I wasn't going to watch any more. But then I found myself at a loose end for something to watch. I don't know why the colour's going blue. And anyway, so I watched it and quite enjoyed it. And then, well, I enjoyed it a bit. I wouldn't go mad about it, but it was all right. There were a few more twists and turns than I'd seen coming. And current husband said to me a couple of days after, he said, "Oh, are we going to watch the rest of that?" And I said, "Well, I watched it because I didn't think you were interested." But anyway, so he said he wanted it, so I've seen it twice. So, it was okay to see twice. I don't know why I keep going blue. I don't know if that shows on when you watch this. Anyway, the next thing is The Good Liar. That's a film. I watched it on Netflix, and you can probably see it on Prime and all these other things. That's got Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen, and basically that's a good story because she comes across as a sweet little old lady and looking for love, and meets somebody who we know quite early on in the programme is not quite what he seems to be. But if you haven't seen it, I don't really want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything, but it's quite a gripping watch actually. So that's a film. That's The Good Liar. Yeah, that's all I've got for now on that really. I think I'm going to end it there. I haven't recorded the beginning of this video yet. The first thing you saw of me would have been me with I hadn't even brushed my hair this morning, let alone anything else. But I'm going to I'll do an intro and up for it, and upload this for Friday. I'll try and remember to do my shirt on Friday. I would do it now, but so thank you so much for watching. I don't know how this is all going to look, and it might be a bit, but hopefully you'll enjoy watching it. Thank you for the comments about this step relationship video thing. I appreciate that. I will get round to doing that. and have a little chat about that, and see what else I come up with. So thank you so much for watching. If you have, hope this hasn't gone on for too long. You lose track, don't you, when you do bits? Well, perhaps you don't know because you don't do videos, but you know, when you do sort of a little bit of a video and then you stop and then you come back again. Anyway, oh, I was going to tell you about the fox, wasn't I? Sorry, before I go. We've got this fox around here, a fox around here, and I know everyone has foxes everywhere. It's not an unusual thing, but it does seem to be around quite a lot during the day. I've noticed it. I don't know if we used to have one with a bit of a manky old tail, but this one's different. So whether the other one has flourished or whether this is a new fox, I don't know. And we were in, I don't think I've told you this story, have I? Or if I have, you just have to pretend you're new and you haven't heard it before. Yeah, I might have told you this on Tuesday. Did I tell you about when the fox was in the back garden and we don't know how it got in and we don't know how it got out either? And well, I won't go into it all now in case I have told you, but when I was just sitting here, I saw the fox walk. You know, there's a road there. It's not like we're not in the countryside or anything, and he headed towards the end house. So that's why I went to have a look out the back window to see if I could see it, see if it got in our garden again, because I'm quite nervous about it now, letting the dogs out there. I don't know what foxes are like. I don't know whether they would attack a dog or whether a dog would make so much noise it would be frightened off. I mean, I can't imagine that the foxes are, you know, creatures of to be feared round here because they must be used to people and stuff, but I don't know. But that's what it was I was looking at anyway, but I won't bore you with that because I think I might have told you it already. Anyway, it's not that interesting. So you take care. I will see you on, hang on, Tuesday. This should go out Friday. See you on Tuesday, and yeah, take care of yourself, and I'll be back soon. Bye bye.